right. We are live, according to YouTube. Maybe I'm not getting the always awkward. But then whenever I saw Dale Jr. do the same thing on his
You're
live
live.
portion, yeah, we're live. Whenever I saw Dale Jr. having a similar, at the beginning of his live Ask Junior portion of his podcast, I didn't feel so bad about my, what's going on thing anymore because if it can happen to Dale Jr., it can and who's got a significant amount of money behind him, it can happen to me. And hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just. Well, it's two, but today there's three, but then it's going to go to two. It's confusing. Marks.
It's a no DQ because it's a triple threat.
Yes. But not the Shane Douglas triple threat because he sucks. Wrestling Recap Show. I'm the Athletic Geek, joined on the other end of the tin cannon string by Eric Wade.
What's up, you guys?
Yes, Ray, Wednesday show because I might be dead tomorrow because I'm going to an independent show, my first one since the pandemic, and New Jack will be there, so he might kill me. I don't know. That's why it's a Wednesday show this week. And I'm also joined on the other end of the tin cannon string by EZ of the Elite Era Network.
What's up? And if you die tomorrow, can I have your Kenny Omega gear?
No, I've already willed that to someone else. You can have the big Shawn Michaels over there in that corner.
No.
You should vlog You should vlog it.
I might vlog a few things, but I don't know. We're playing around, but we are live, pal.
Actually, screw it. I want your heavyweight title.
What?
How about that?
Raybo says Wednesday show.
Yeah, that'd be good. You can have that, but hopefully I don't die. Hopefully everything's
What?
Hopefully everything's good. But yeah, we have a rare Wednesday show. We're going to discuss the draft from WWE, and then unfortunately Eric had to work late and hasn't seen all of Dynamite, so he is going to withdraw from the stream. And EZ and I are going to go over the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite Edition. And
Yay!
boy, oh boy, was it a great show, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. If you've never seen this show before, this is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. The three of us met at All In and StarCast. We love wrestling. We love talking wrestling. It's how our friendship began. However, just like all of you out there, we're just fans. We're just marks. We avoid insider terms because, well, we're not insiders. We're not in the business. We're not wrestlers. We're just, today, three marks. And what a week! What a week.
Yeah, some big stuff happened.
Got some big stuff. And Eric actually managed to be a good co-host this week and responsible and this, that, and the other. And he wrote down some stuff from SmackDown. We'll talk a little bit about, because SmackDown was a good show. We'll talk a little bit about that, and then we'll get right into talking about the draft. So, Eric, what stood out from you with for SmackDown?
SmackDown. One thing I wrote down that they're taking a lot more shots at AEW, like a lot more. It's kind of they're kind of getting snarky because it seems like they're making power plays to get the ratings back. So
Right.
a lot of Easter eggs or a lot of call ups or a lot of like little things here and there, nicknames getting thrown around that are otherwise on the other show and stuff like that. But I thought SmackDown was a really good show. I don't know if we're gonna go through each match or I don't know the order exactly.
Just give me like kind of your greatest hits because. As great a show as that is, yeah. Well, that's like the biggest, but we'll talk about that in the draft.
No, well, not the draft, but just the fact that him and Sheamus, I thought they had a really good match. But
it was good.
So Sheamus, like, he's gonna be around for a while, I guess, right? Like, he'll be the new Randy Orton in a few years, where he's gonna be like the gate holder kind of thing. But
I don't think Randy Orton's the gatekeeper. I think Randy Orton they still think is the guy, but that's a guy. But that's besides the point. But go on.
But he'll be a definite like, oh, if you're going to be called up or if you think you're going to be going for the main title, you have to go through Sheamus or whatever.
Right.
Which he's playing now.
Which is what that's a good role for Sheamus. I just don't know if that's exactly Randy Orton's role right now. But I agree with what you're saying about Sheamus.
Yeah, but Big E. So their match was great, whatever. But this is like solidifying that Big E is definitely going to be a big singles breakout star.
Absolutely.
He should have happened already, whatever. I don't understand why they waited for Xavier to come back, because that was another thing in this night was Xavier coming back for the New Day, and I'm kind of jumping around a bit, but it's related because why did they wait for Xavier to come back and then split them all up to justify, oh well, now Big E should have a single run? Xavier's been gone for months. They should have done this a long time ago.
Right.
But even if they would have done this a long time ago, and Xavier came back and then they all had a reunion, it would have been just as happy and just as feel good.
Right.
Like nothing would have been lost, I don't think. So it's kind of, it was just weird. It's like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
New Day split, and it's like, okay, seriously, really? I actually thought tag teams were exempt from being split apart when the brand extension was brought back. That tag teams can actually be drafted as one.
Well, that's some of the notes I put for the draft too, is because
that's true. That's true. That's very true.
If they draft the team, you can get unlimited amount of people. Whoever's involved in the team.
Because Hurt Business got drafted.
What is that?
Yeah,
Hurt Business got drafted.
Hurt Business, and that's like all 5 people.
Yeah.
But then they couldn't have drafted all 3 New Day members. You know what I mean? Like that's why it's weird to justify it, or that's why it's weird that they split it this way or whatever. But they should have just done it a long time ago instead of waiting for Xavier to come back.
2 weeks later, we're gonna have the wild card back.
Oh, the wild! They didn't even mention that, did they?
I think he's being sarcastic. At least I hope so.
Oh, well, it's just such a WWE thing to do.
Like, oh yeah, it is. We have a draft, but the wild card rules back, pal.
Yeah. Oh, and now there's 6 people who have the wild cards actually. So
actually, everyone has a wild card because anything can happen in WWE.
And plus, you really have nowhere to go because we're stuck inside a bubble.
Right. Plus, Charlotte goes to all 3 shows.
Just does that. So anything else of note other than draft picks from SmackDown?
Lars Sullivan came back because...
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he was fired.
Right.
The bigger question is his alter ego Mitch Bennett gonna come?
Oh, what?
Eric, are you not familiar with this?
No.
Okay.
I want to specify this because
is this something I have to look up off? We're gonna get banned for this.
No.
I advise you not to look up. I'm gonna tell you the story, and I want to preface this. I have no problem with anybody who participates in any sort of activity like this, or if a person is gay or a homosexual or feels the need to participate in homosexual related activities for money in adult entertainment. If that's what you want to do and that's what you got to do, that's your bag. I'm not judging you for that action. But
what the hell?
Eric Way.
But there's a twist.
Eric Way.
There's a Night Shyamalan twist.
Lars Sullivan, in his younger days, partook in some gay porn and some gay fetish shoots under the name Mitch Bennett.
Mitch Bangit?
Bennett.
What a weird name.
Bennett. Like Tony Bennett.
Like Maria and Mike Bennett. No relations.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So he did that, and it's funny. Again, I'm not making fun of him if he's gay or people who are gay. But what I am making fun of is he posted an extremely homophobic rant, apparently in his earlier wrestling career. Then this surfaces, and you're like, oh dear. That's what I heard. I thought he got banned or not banned.
I thought he got sent to like sensitivity training because he made a bunch of like racist comments and
No, he
like.
didn't get fired. He just got sent away. But yeah.
I
Well,
didn't know he did all that shit, but
Yeah.
what WWE version of sent away? You're just being gone, or we're actually just kicking you out? Just go away.
Right. So
Just
that
that's
okay.
what
I already broke
literally
up
thought he was
our
fired.
pre-production rule and went on a tangent. So enough jokes
I was
about.
gonna say you guys just took the steam out of what I was gonna say because last week I asked you if Retribution was gonna have a big man leading them, who would it be? And then when Lars Sullivan came back, I was like, damn, how perfect would it have been if it was just him. But now that he's super controversial, I guess, then never mind.
But
But
honestly, Sullivan would have been a better pick.
that's what I was saying. Like, imagine if one of the huge guys in a mask or with their hood on or whatever took it off and it ended up being him as the leader. It was like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna agree with you in partial. Sullivan would have been a more intimidating pick to lead it. However, Ali's motives make more sense because he did kind of just get cast away for no reason from the main event, and
He's basically a shorter Luke Harper without a beard.
Yeah.
So is that it? Are we ready to talk draft, or do we have some more stuff to cover from SmackDown?
I mean, Jey Uso's match is going to be an I Quit match now. That's kind of a new.
It'll be interesting.
Okay, one more Ali joke. He's a shorter, not so funnier John Silver.
I like John Silver. He's coming into
I like
it.
John
He's
Silver.
funny. Yeah.
But I like Ali better in the ring.
Idiot.
Other than that, Sasha and Bailey had
Ali's
another
better
match.
in the ring, but Silver's better with the comedy.
Let's see.
The Retribution doesn't need to be doing comedy. They look funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
T-bar, Mace.
Other than that, yeah.
That's a man name.
Man names. Now you're a man. Man. Name the movie.
I'm blank.
Orgasmo. Anyway,
Okay.
let's talk about the draft. Someone turn on the ESPN music.
Da-na-na.
No, the good one. The dun 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 dun. That one. Back from back when I watched the NFL draft, and then I realized it was stupid because it was watching names announced from a podium for 4 hours. First draft
I got
pick
nothing.
from Raw to SmackDown. Seth Rollins, the Monday Night Messiah, is no longer on Monday nights. Your thoughts on this one?
Who gives a shit?
Meh.
In my opinion, like this is what I was complaining about last week, where I was saying that Rollins' whole gimmick is just void because none of his story means a crap when the rest of Raw is having so much other stuff
Now,
going
see,
on.
I'm gonna disagree. It's you say who gives a shit, but because he was really nothing. I didn't really like him on Raw. Maybe being on SmackDown would be a fresh start for Seth Rollins.
He's
This
just got
might
a
be
job
good
to
for
Roman though.
Apparently,
Maybe him and Roman team up again.
Apparently, he already has a new nickname. He's the SmackDown Savior. It's like, great.
Yeah.
Great. Yes.
It's not about what do you say? It's not about the show. It's about the message or something like that.
I don't know.
He said something. It made sense, but they had a good match. Him, Hardy, and Styles.
right.
I was excited about that. Like, them three obviously were going to put on a clinic, but it was
I'm gonna
just.
hate myself for this. Why can't Seth Rollins be the leader of the Retribution?
Because that would have been even worse.
He said too many. He was the leader of the
he's led and
J&J
betrayed
Security Corporation.
Betrayed too many things and joined. That's. I want to see Seth Rollins on his own as a bad guy now. That's enough. That's enough cults, enough factions, enough corporations, enough security forces.
Right.
That's enough. To quote Conan from WCW, that's enough.
I agree.
So,
I wish
I
he would
mean,
bring back his old theme, Burn It Down. I don't really like his new theme. It just doesn't fit him.
Bring back
I wonder
the
if they'll
screams
give
from
him
the edge
back
of the hall.
that theme since all the protests and stuff happened. But
That's true. That's very true.
Then you don't put Burn It Down.
Well, yeah, but all the fans will still.
Yeah.
And the fans
Anyway.
will. Who gives a shit? I will. I don't give a shit.
So the next draft pick we have SmackDown to Raw, AJ Styles. I think AJ is the best wrestler in the WWE, at least on the main roster right now. I feel like, unfortunately, AJ Styles has fallen into the I have no direction category.
Yeah, well, he's done everything, like
He's
literally.
done everything but legitimately main event a WrestleMania. No, I am not counting the Boneyard match from night one as a main event. That's pretty much the only
Right.
thing AJ has left to do is main event
Well,
at
he could,
WrestleMania.
but does him mainlining or headlining Mania have to include a title, or could it just be? I see AJ as like right now he's finished everything he needs to do in WWE, but if he has the headline, I see AJ as just being like a really good wrestling match. Like you're gonna watch the pay per view because he's gonna have a really good opponent and they're gonna have a really good match.
I
None of
think
this
to make
bullshit, just 50-50 booking on Raw or whatever. Like, he needs to be like a draw, like a Tanahashi or something, where it's like
right,
it's going to be a great match, but it's going to be a big field match because it's a big opponent kind of thing. Almost
right.
like for Lesnar,
Honestly, I
but
could
it's
see AJ ending his career in New Japan.
He won't. Well, I don't know about ending his career. He said he won't sign another full time contract. This was the last contract he signed. I don't know if he'll end it in New Japan. You got to take into consideration with the except in New Japan, that style is very very hard on somebody, and AJ is not going to want to go there and be a New Japan dad like the older guys do and just take upon multi-man matches and help get the younger guys over. AJ ain't going to fly to Japan to do that.
that's true. Yeah,
And the only person who hasn't fallen into that so far is Suzuki, because I think that man's found the fountain of youth, and no one's going to try and find it with him guarding it. So
right. Yeah,
I think AJ will end his career in WWE. He might go do like a one-off in Impact to end his career there, or a one-off maybe in AEW, to give a dream match. But I think he might. Those are the only two possibilities, and they're far down the list. Going back to the original point, does AJ main
God
eventing
forbid he's going to end his
WrestleMania?
career in Ring of Honor.
Fuck Ring of Honor. Going back to the original point about it, does AJ main eventing the title? I think it does, but I don't know if he necessarily needs to be the champion. He could win a Royal Rumble and take on, you know, their top, Drew or Finn Balor or Adam Cole or somebody, he may have to turn back into a good guy, but he can win a Royal Rumble and have the main event not very similar to, even though Shawn didn't win the Royal Rumble, Shawn and Cena from 23. The main event, he didn't have to win the title there, but you need the title on the line. Absolutely.
right. Yeah, it could build attention for it for sure, but
Right.
I just see AJ as like a big draw wrestler rather than I just need to see him in the title again and again, or now
Well,
he's an
but he
Intercontinental
doesn't
champion.
doesn't
Like,
necessarily need to be. It doesn't need to be for he doesn't need to win the title again and again. But if he's going to main event WrestleMania, a world title has to be involved some way. Whether he wins it back and defends it there, or he goes for it, or something, it needs to be involved in the.
him versus R-Truth, 24/7 title on the line, Mania.
You just need to you need to have like the big
the
big finish of the match, and then you just need to have like AJ just beat up R-Truth in the middle of the ring at the end of it and be like, "Ah, come on, y'all, I got it." Transitioning away from AJ.
Right after he wins it, R-Truth just rolls him up and wins it for the 4 billionth time.
Right. The next one from SmackDown to Raw, we have Naomi. I like Naomi,
Pretty good.
but I guess they need. They need some more women on Raw, so there you go. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say there, just kind of.
And if you would have asked me earlier what brand she was on before, I wouldn't have known. So.
And going to SmackDown, we have Bianca Belair, and I'm starting to warm up a little bit more on Bianca Belair. I know when I first started doing this stream, I just did not get the hype around Bianca Belair, and I still don't get the hype to the level that some of Bianca Belair's fans had on her, but I'm starting to come around to her a little bit more. I think this is a good pickup for SmackDown.
Yeah, I liked her in NXT. I saw a bunch of
She
her
was
matches.
okay. I really when the time I thought I was really going to come around on her, which was at the show the three of us were at. We were at Takeover last year in New York.
Uh-huh.
I was underwhelmed, and I'm just kind of like, oh well, guess I'm not coming around tonight. But I'm starting to. It's getting better. It's getting better. I think it was a Takeover, the last Takeover with people in it. I started to kind of get it a little bit more. So. Also going to SmackDown is a tag team, Dominic and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, it's like
Oh my God.
Rollins went to
Why?
SmackDown. No, did Murphy go to SmackDown too?
I don't know yet. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get hate for this, but Dominic and Ray is probably the most random tag team since Ray and Batista.
I'm looking at my list.
I'd say they make a little bit more sense than Rey and Batista. But remember when Rey was supposed to be his friend?
I remember watching that, and I'm like, both intimidating but also laughable in those lines.
Right.
That was also just a random rivalry. So you're supposed to be my friend for what?
Right. The next one, and I'm going to have to, because my list cuts off here pretty shortly, and there's obviously more. The next one we have is The Miz and John Morrison to Raw.
Raw. Yeah, not bad. Again, I just whatever. Not too exciting.
And the next one is
I won't
Xavier
be
Woods.
excited unless they bring back the dirt sheet. Please.
It's just going to be more Raw starting off with the Miz show or whatever it's called.
Right.
The Miz
TV.
Yeah, it's just going to be more of the same. Same old, same old.
Right. And finally found a different. The next one is the New Day, part of the New Day anyway. Xavier and Xavier and
Xavier looked
Kofi.
pretty good back too in his match. Like did they have a match or he was just there? I think he was in the match.
New Day had a match against Nakamura and Cesaro for
Kofi and Woods.
Right, so
they
Kofi
won yeah.
But
Xavier looks good.
And then they fucking just traded him, because tag team wrestling means fuck all in the WWE.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that Ray and Dominic got drafted, Miz and Morrison got drafted. How come the New Day couldn't stay together? Seriously? Tag team okay, newsflash to everyone, especially in the WWE. Tag team wrestling can have more than 2 people.
Yeah. But it's WWE.
I think it should only be you should only be allowed to draft a tag team, not a stable. It should just be 2 people, but not if you can't be drafting 5 people.
I'm okay with the New Day getting split up if the Hurt Business didn't get fucking drafted as a complete fucking unit.
Or Retribution too.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
Either do it all ways or do it no ways. Just stay fucking consistent.
Did Retribution get drafted, or they're like, nah, that's part of the system?
No, they got drafted to the Raw.
What up, Dylan?
Right.
But kayfabe, don't say my name in there. So.
Man, I feel like quoting "I threw it on the ground."
I threw it on the ground.
I was watching that this morning.
Happy birthday to the ground.
That should be Retribution's theme music. I'm sorry, I threw it on the ground. I don't want to be part of the system, man.
I'm an adult.
That'd be a good song.
Come on, for an April Fool's joke, just play that as their theme.
So the next draft pick is what we've been talking about. Big E going to SmackDown. The New Day as a 3-man unit is no more.
2-man unit.
It's not 2 men.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Ace is in the house.
Yeah,
What's up?
that's just like what I was saying earlier. Just Big E is obviously going to be a big star or singles competitor. His match with Sheamus so far, his whole rivalry with Sheamus has been pretty good or whatever. But I just don't. It's just weird that they waited way too long to wait for Xavier to come back in order to pull it in one night. But other than that, I think he'll be. I don't know if he's going to be the guy to beat Roman or whatever, but like he can definitely have a few good matches with him.
Absolutely. And another tag team has been split up. We'll just kind of pick and choose. Well, Murphy did go to SmackDown, so he will be joining Seth. So I wish
He did go to SmackDown.
Yeah.
But it's
Oh my
such
God.
good shit.
But
What about
Tucker
Aaliyah
and Tucker and
Mysterio?
Otis
Is she
were-
on SmackDown too, or is she on Raw?
I don't know. Don't really care, to be honest with you.
I
Otis
just
and
don't
Tucker
want. I just don't want them to finish the storyline.
Otis and Tucker were split up, with Otis staying on SmackDown, but Tucker going to Raw. So
See, this is the reverse of Big E. I don't see either of these guys as a single competitor at all.
no, I mean Otis
Otis
has momentum.
Cared.
So Otis is the Money in the Bank holder. Do you see him beating Roman, or do you see him beating Drew?
No, I honestly
That's
thought.
what I'm saying. Like,
Well, but hear me. That's part of the reason why I think this was a bad call to split them up, because if they were together, there was always that long-running idea that maybe he would cash in for a tag title shot because he still cares about his tag team. But now that storytelling option's no more, so
yeah,
bad call.
I thought they were gonna do the first ever tag team Money in the Bank cash in. And then
That's
that
what I
would've been
thought.
a great way to introduce that spin-off storyline or whatever. But man, I don't know. It's a weird choice to me, but Vince will do what Vince will do.
Yeah.
I wonder if Tucker's going to hit up Mandy because she's over there on Raw.
Well, to kind of continue all this, SmackDown gets the Street Profits, and like I said, because tag team wrestling means fuck all. Oh, hey, let's just trade the belts! Hooray! So there's a title change. That means that just out of trading.
This was the
Fucking
most awkward. This is like the most video game thing you can ever do, where it's like, oh, I'm just going to put the championship on them now.
It's like in SmackDown versus Raw.
Yep. That's just what I was
2007
thinking.
or 2006. No, it was 07. I'm sorry. It was 07. You can be the world champion on Raw, and then they always do a thing where you get traded to SmackDown immediately after a certain point in time, and then you don't lose the title. They just give you the other title. That's what this is what this feels like.
Yeah.
It's
does not make sense.
I played a career mode in SmackDown in SBR 07.
But
and then eventually you get traded back to Raw and they give you the other belt back.
You know how many times I had to cross out Private Party and put Street Profits instead on my list because I just cannot.
I will say this. I think the Street Profits are better than Private Party, but Private Party is on the rise.
But they're just so similar. It's hard to differentiate the two.
Oh my god, same.
Oh yeah.
It's like that Spider-Man meme, like you.
Yeah. I don't know which one to spray with the acid. I don't know which one's the real Private Party.
I don't know. Is this the vodka or is this the water?
So, Charlotte goes to Raw.
Yeah, where she's been gone for a while, so it's kind of.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, I don't have a problem with that pick. And so does Braun Strowman.
Yeah, Raw Underground for life.
Didn't he have this amazing opportunity where he was going to win the world title?
Universal.
What are you talking about?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he? I still just baffles me. It's like, wasn't he a world champion?
Yeah, he
for
lost
a
to Roman.
while, and now suddenly he's fuck all.
That's WWE logic for you.
Yeah, they don't know what to do with him.
That is WWE in a nutshell.
He's
Hey, remember
good
this
too.
guy
Like
was a
he
world
can.
champion, and now, oh, okay, well, I guess you're not on the next pay per view after you lose it.
Right.
Hmm.
But
He
they
sounds like he needs to be a winner again. I know this amazing group that's totally not a cult, and they've got Kool-Aid and everything.
Are you talking about the Fiends cult?
Oh,
Talking about Retribution?
no.
I don't
Forget
want
it.
Braun Strowman in AEW. I want to play if that's where we're going with this.
That
Braun
was
Strowman.
the
I
joke.
like Braun Strowman. Get him the fuck away from AEW. They don't need Braun
That's
Strowman.
the joke.
But Braun is good though. He
I
can
like
talk.
Braun.
He can go. Yeah, he's athletic. He's more athletic than they give him a run for. Like he can do kip ups and shit, but they don't let him do any of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like, but I don't know.
Again, to quote Rain, I can't even pronounce his last name on The Simpsons. That's the joke.
But he definitely deserves better than just the
Yeah.
Wanderer.
The Wonder. That was Elias.
Well, he's like
old
Elias.
name.
Elias is a good too.
Elias is back because hasn't he been drifting for a while?
Right.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle goes to Raw, but bro, we're not talking about that.
I fucking hate Matt Riddle.
I cannot. I think almost overrated wrestler in the world right now. I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. I think Jay White is overrated because of the people who thumb their nose at certain things and then like that guy. That's why I think Jay White's overrated, and I feel like he is overrated on a spot on the card. Matt Riddle does dick for me. Fucking dick.
I don't watch UFC, so I don't. That's where he came from, right? Or
kind
MMA
of, sort of,
whatever?
yeah.
I don't watch that. So
He's okay in the
I was
ring.
never a fan. Or
You know, he can have good matches. He's okay. But
yeah.
I don't care about Matt Riddle in the slightest.
I don't know. Maybe if who knows if they write him well, if he drops his stupid fucking act.
But that's his whole fucking gimmick. Is he's a stoner that says he's a bro stoner. The only thing I want to see out of him is I want to see him kick Goldberg's ass. That's the only thing I want to see out of Matt Riddle. If he can legitimately whip Goldberg's ass, I will buy the man a beer. But that's about it.
Yeah. But otherwise, it's just I don't care about this guy at all. SmackDown, Raw, I just don't want to. He's like King Corbin. Like this is like, man, he's on my TV again. I hate it.
Sheamus is going to Raw. You know, we kind of talked about Sheamus a little bit earlier.
Hey, he's still going strong. Good.
Nikki Cross going to Raw.
Still mad at WWE for screwing up Sanity because what Retribution is doing, that could have been Sanity.
Yeah.
But they screwed
Oh,
up.
no, her and Bliss are still gonna have a.
Yeah, that's kind of. That's just kind of where that's the draft. There's a few more, but it's kind of some lower card people where, you know, essentially everybody else past that you can really talk about getting drafted. You know, it's not a knock on the talent or anything, but it's more so just a matter of, hey, they have a fresh coat of paint and a new jersey to wear, so maybe they'll maybe good for them, or they'll keep doing what they're doing on the other brand. Unfortunately, just kind of how it is. So that is the draft. Any final thoughts from Eric before we bid him adieu, so he does not get spoiled on for Dynamite, so he can go watch Dynamite?
There is actually one thing that did happen over the weekend we actually kind of overlooked. There was the G1 Climax 30. There were matches.
Yeah.
I guess unless we're not talking about it, I don't
know.
I just heard about it, and it's like.
Oh yeah, there's still stuff going on. I know you guys don't keep up with New Japan and see the matches as much, so I kind of feel awkward talking about the G1 Climax with people who haven't actually seen the matches and seen the story. There is a good storyline because there's Evil and Jay White are beefing, and within the Bullet Club. So But on the flip side of that, I mean, it's something for them to do. But on the flip side of things,
I think it is going
couldn't
to be Jay White and Evil in the G1.
yawn,
That's going to be the final.
yawn on the Bullet Club. Over it. This is we're reaching the Stevie Ray and Horace Hogan levels of NWO here.
No.
Like right now we're in the Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash. All of them joining the Wolfpack thing. We're slowly getting into the fact that I'm over the Bullet Club. I'm over it.
That's
They
like
need to rebrand themselves.
imagine if
Still
the
official-
WWE draft they drafted the Bullet Club, they'd have like all 50 members.
I mean, then the point of the stable is you need the fall guys, but it's just kind of like good. The problem I have with the Bullet Club is right now, and I will play devil's advocate for this. It's a logo that sells money. People remember the Bullet Club and they see Bullet Club T-shirt. I'm buying that. That's Kenny Omega and AJ Styles and oh, it's not now. Oh, okay then. Bullet Club. Yay! Too sweet. Yay! Bullet Club. Oh, it's all these guys. Who are these guys? I mean, that guy's good and that guy's okay. And I remember that guy when he was on Excursion. And I remember these guys. They're still there. But they're not. But that guy's not.
We have Evil, though.
I mean, I like Evil. I like how they've done the storyline with Evil and everything. It's just it's not terrible, but it's just kind of like everybody still thinks it's the Bullet Club of 2014, 2015, 16, 17, and 18. But it's not.
I just think every year they're doing their own thing, and honestly, it's just roll with it.
I
know, some people don't like it. I personally I like it.
It's just
that
not that
keeps me interested with New Japan.
There's a lot more to New Japan than that's my problem with it. There's a lot more to New Japan than the Bullet Club, but everybody just goes, I read the results in the Bullet Club once, so yay! It's like, no. What? You're not even watching the goddamn matches. You're, hello, did you watch what's going on with Okada? Are you watching what's going on with Suzuki? Are you watching what they're doing?
I saw that too.
Juice Robinson's
and who
the
knows,
best.
Maybe Okada Naito?
I don't know what they're doing.
If it's not a Bullet Club final?
I'm hoping it's not a Bullet Club final, but I just, because...
No,
I don't want to see Jay White or Evil against Naito at the Dome. I feel there's some better matchups there. I feel there's something that I didn't see 3 times last year, or 2 times this year. I feel like Ibushi would be better because we didn't get Ibushi and Okada and Naito last year. I feel like there's a better story to be told with Sonata.
We had Naito and Ibushi at Madison Square Garden.
I meant last year is in all of 2020 because Wrestle Kingdom feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom
this
and
year
all that
feels
stuff.
Like so long ago.
Everything that happened with fans feels like it was in a different year.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels like it was like years ago.
Hey, the last time fans were able to attend anything was March.
Right.
Yeah, I know, but that was only like 6 months or 7 months ago.
So that's kind of my.
But it feels like legit 2 years.
It's been 84 years.
But I feel like the bigger question is, so Naito is still he can still win, and he'd be the first champion to win the G1 with the rule that the champion picks his challenger. Sonata beat Naito. Naito, when his reign began, he said, I want to wrestle my own guys. He said, like, former champions have not wanted to wrestle people within their stable. I want to be that guy. I want to see Naito win and say, I pick Sonata because I want LIJ to main event the Dome, or Sonata to win and say, finally, I'm going to... Because Sonata's had this really good story of him just always coming so close to the title, but just so close. The big thing they did with Sonata last year was Sonata's a guy, he doesn't show emotion. He came within an eyelash of beating Okada and then cried after the match. That was like a big deal. It's like, oh shit, Sonata's emotional. This really got to him. Usually he's, cold skull. He's going forward, but no, this he actually showed that this bothered him. So there's a deeper story. There's so many deep storylines that I think it would be very WWE of them just to go, Bullet Club, put the Bullet Club in there. We need the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
That's why I think Bullet Club has their place, but there's so much better things going on. It's Bullet Club is the equivalent of I like Star Wars. Have you seen the original trilogy? No, but I really liked Episode 3.
Yeah.
Is it sad I've never kind of seen the prequels all the way through?
No, it is absolutely not sad.
Okay, good.
Because no one wants to see that shit.
Also, by the way, speaking of Star Wars, Mandalorian Season 2 is coming in 2 weeks. I can't wait.
So, okay, now it's Dynamite time. So, unfortunately, our friend from SCU has to, we have to bid him adieu so he can watch the show and not be spoiled by our conversation, our analysis, if you will. So, Eric, I'm afraid this is where you got to sign off, bud.
All right, let me see. How do I hang up? I'm gonna try to push.
We
this phone
might
button
fuck this whole
hangs
thing up trying this. I'm just letting you know.
I always have trouble hanging up. All right, hold on. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Later. See you next week.
Later. Is he gone?
Is he gone?
Nope. I can still hear it.
Is he
Oh
gone?
my god. Gosh
Hold
darn
on a
it, I
second.
want to talk about Omaha Steaks.
Omaha
How do I?
Steaks.
Which, by the way, they actually saw a tweet. Twice.
Is he gone?
He's
Eric!
gone, I heard something.
Eric! If you can't hear us, don't say anything. All right. So, 1 year of AEW Dynamite.
And it
Fucking-
feels like... And it just feels like we're now just watching a house show. It's like, this is what 1 year gave us a bloody pandemic.
But the fans that were in attendance really brought their A game
Oh, yeah.
tonight, and that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
one thing. That's the one thing I like about kind of the differences in WWE and AEW. The Thunderdome works well for WWE. I will give that all the credit in the world. This looks like we're a
Yeah.
global conglomerate, and look at all of our people from everywhere. And then AEW is, look at our grassroots, passionate fans that built this.
Yeah. Even though I'm always going to have a vendetta with Florida from now on. I wish I could be there, honestly.
I do too. I've thought about.
But
I'm
I'm
severely
probably going to
thinking
stay
about
I'm probably just going to stay the fuck away from Florida in the next 5 years.
Why is this? Why 5 years?
Oh, no, just because of this damn pandemic, and then they reopen everything, and who knows how long they'll actually stop having cases everywhere.
I'll just wear masks. We got some chatters. Apparently John Cena got secretly married, so yay. Miss Ace agrees. The Bullet Club novelty coolness has worn off. Like, I'm not saying the Bullet Club needs to fucking fold. It just needs to. It's not the main event anymore. It's not the cool top tier thing. There are so many other great things that are better than the Bullet Club. To me, has gone the way of the Shield. They've, every time they broke up the Shield, and everybody's like, let's bring the Shield back. Oh, the Shield reunion, another Shield reunion, another Shield reunion. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of like, okay, yeah, the Shield's not as good as it once was. That's the Bullet Club now. But Dynamite, we get started with
the tag titles.
FTR versus Best Friends.
FTR.
I love this match. I like the spot with
Oh
the
my God, that was amazing.
Arcade cabinet, and the arcade cabinet getting broken sets up a program with Miro and Kip Sabian against the Best Friends. This is a tag division that matters. There are other tag team programs that don't revolve around titles. There's beef within tag teams. That's a good tag division.
I don't think Kip Sabian was actually playing an arcade. He was just posing, pretending to play a game.
I don't know, but
I don't know.
Billy
I
Mitchell
feel like
coming
there's
back.
going to be some internet mark that says that. So I wanted to get that out of the way.
Where's Billy Mitchell at? I thought he was supposed to help. Where the fuck is that guy?
What happened?
Billy Mitchell.
Oh.
That was the guy that was in the arcade with them.
Oh.
The guy in the suit with the American flag tie. It's Billy Mitchell.
Okay, I don't know. I'm just
Billy
lost.
Mitchell.
It's been a long time.
Billy Mitchell. Do you know who that is? Do you need me to tell you who Billy Mitchell is? Billy Mitchell is a guy who he had for the longest time the world record in Donkey Kong. And there was and he's kind of a douchebag. Like, he's a legitimate douche. There was a documentary called King of Kong where this likable guy was doing his best and he's going to try and break the record break Billy Mitchell's record. His points right. He's practicing in his garage, and he was finally going to have, long story, he was going to have the people to sanction the records, was going to be there, and they were going to see him do it. Well, apparently around the time that he did the record, they got a tape of Billy Mitchell making his record even more unattainable, and the guy didn't get it. And then later on, he come to find out that the dude, that Billy Mitchell allegedly, and there's an ongoing lawsuit, cheated and played his game on an emulator and not on an actual arcade cabinet, so therefore, there's this whole controversy around Billy Mitchell. But he's kind of a douche in real life. He's kind of a douche
I just found his Wikipedia.
Yeah. Billy Mitchell's kind of a douche, but I hear he's cool as fans. But anyway, I want Billy Mitchell back. And, Miro and Kip Sabian beat two enhancement talent guys. You don't fuck with people's prized possessions, best friends.
That was honestly still that match was just brought back I guess vibes from
I do think
honestly Revolution.
Before
that's how good I thought that match was between Best Friends and FTR.
I wouldn't go that far. I'd say it was a really good match, but I don't even think that was the best match on Dynamite though.
I know.
So I think it was a great tag match. It shows the how great tag team wrestling can be, but that was the Revolution was the best tag match that's happened in years. So it was a good match. I just wouldn't put it that far.
All right.
MJF then goes to make his groundbreaking announcement. This segment was fucking gold. Sammy Guevara's oversized jacket. And finally, Jericho called MJF out to a steak dinner. And there better be an Omaha Steaks reference next week.
There better be, What, you were saying there better be Omaha Steaks?
There better be a reference to it, at least. There better be. Better fucking be. Color me fucking disappointed if they don't fucking do that.
And they saw my tweet twice. I said oh my god, Omaha, following promo has been sponsored by Omaha Steaks, and then the following steak dinner is gonna be sponsored by Omaha Steaks. They saw both those tweets and they loved it.
That's cool. So yeah, great segment. I
actually still thought the Inner Circle was going to jump MJF. I don't know, just for a while.
I don't think. I think I don't want that at all. I would rather. I don't think. To me, the Inner Circle doesn't work as good people.
Well, they could still be. They could still be the bad guys in the ring, but still have some comedy on BTE or just.
That's fine. I'm just saying if they're going
Dark Order.
If they're going after MJF, they're good guys. I don't want them to be the good guys. And I feel like the whole we act like bad guys, but we're actually good guys. This isn't. No, I think.
I don't know.
I feel like I feel like that's cheap, and I feel like MJF is gonna slowly but surely turn more people around to him. Now they're kind of aggressive towards him. I think he's going to schmooze various members. He might start with Hager and then go to Proud and Powerful. Maybe not be able to get through to Sammy and Chris.
Yeah, because suddenly, and I know I'm jumping ahead of it, Sammy is already in another rivalry with Matt Hardy, but it's like, okay. I mean, Sammy's got to win. Matt has a win. Someone's got to break the tie.
Yeah. So there's still more meat on the bone, as Conrad Thompson would say. But yeah.
But Hager, Wardlow, please. Hager versus Wardlow, please.
And now it is time.
I saw that stare down.
Yeah. I like Hager's. I like Hager's presence.
Hager, I also couldn't believe this. Is Hager and Wardlow actually the same height? I couldn't believe that.
I like Hager's presence as an enforcer. Don't give a shit if he's ever back in the ring. He's other than the Cody match, he has not had a good match since in AEW. So I don't really care about Hager. It'd be a cool house fight, maybe a cool spectacle, but that's nothing I'm interested in. But what I am interested in is me and him are gonna have a knockdown drag out talking about this match. Cody Rhodes, Orange Cassidy, time limit draw, match of the night, and possibly with the exception of Omega and Pac in the Iron Man match, probably the TV match of the year, the Dynamite match of the year. We're not counting pay-per-views, just on Dynamite. This is the match of the year.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't amazing, but yeah, I don't know why it had to end in a draw. It's like, seriously? But that was before, like, I already expressed my rage.
Well, first of all,
online.
What's wrong with an ending a draw? I want to ask you. What is wrong with it ending in a draw? What is wrong with a draw being used to advance a story?
I just don't think really build value. It's a complete letdown where it's like nobody wins, and it's like, what the hell? This ain't soccer.
Nobody won.
Stuff. But
so nobody won. You say that's a complete letdown.
Well, it's like all like the near close calls and like the near finishes, and it's like it was big, and then it's like, we're out of time. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's the reaction you're supposed to get. That's the reaction they want. They want you to go, God damn you, Cody! Orange had you.
But at least like we are getting a rematch in 2 weeks.
Even if they don't get a rematch. Even if they're not getting a rematch, this was booked to perfection. Cody is starting to show some bad guy tendencies, especially with the way he worked over Orange's legs. Orange showed heart and fighting spirit. This was Orange's hardest fought match, even more harder fought than the Pac match. I thought it was even better than the Pac match. Orange came within an eyelash and should have won. That's the story that they told that everybody gets lost on. To every fucking brat on Twitter bitching, saying it's a non-finish. No, a non-finish would have been if the Nightmare family and the Best Friends jumped in and nothing would have fucking happened. A non-finish would have been if Cody would have took a blatant DQ and walked out with the title. This was a finish. The finish of the match happened. It was a draw, and Orange Cassidy looks better in that match than he did coming in, because now people know he can win the title. They know he can do it. Time was not of the essence. Yeah. 3 years ago, the best match in wrestling was a 60-minute time limit draw, Omega and Okada. Had they not gone to a draw, the match they had the following year wouldn't have meant as much. So now that we got another match coming, the only thing that I do concern me about them having a rematch is they're saying Darby Allin is getting a shot at Full Gear. I do feel like having a rematch in 2 weeks kind of puts AEW in a corner. Because the bigger story that's being told here is Darby still needs a win over Cody. And Darby'd be a great TNT champion. So I kind of feel like you're either going to have to have Orange win and wrestle Darby, and you're kind of in this weird, like, what do we do here? Like, who wins? What was that? Or you have to have Orange take a loss, and then Cody versus Darby.
And hey, let's see Orange fight Moxley.
I'd be okay with that. I'm mad. I'm fucking mad at
Yeah,
COVID for
all
denying
right.
me Suzuki versus fucking Orange Cassidy at Joey Janela's spring break, but that's besides the point. Point is, this was written to absolute perfection for the storyline. However, to me, the rematch is what's kind of fucked it up. I'm the complete opposite. Them announcing a rematch so soon has messed with it because I thought they want, it would have been great to keep Orange strong and then Cody lose to Darby, and then it's like, oh, well, we'll have another match for the number one contendership against Darby. But we'll see. AEW's been in corners before, and they've come out the other side pretty damn good. But I don't know how they're gonna do this one.
Who knows? But other way, that still was a really great match.
Fucking, we have the really good segment. Matt Hardy says that he's cleared, and then Sammy gets really creepy on. It's not the Titantron, but whatever the AEW version of the Titantron
I thought
is.
It was gonna be like a new. I thought it was gonna be like a debut of somebody, or I don't know, just someone we haven't seen in a while. It's like, oh, Sammy's back. Like, okay.
I'm kind of happy that I feel like there is still more to be told with Sammy and Matt. So it's just kind of weird because you kind of see what Sammy's doing with the Inner Circle and Jericho and MGF, and then he's also got that. So Sammy's kind of in these two concurrent storylines right now. But I like the segment, and I like the fact that this storyline ain't over because there's still a little bit to. There's still story to be told with this, but hey. Next match we have Hikaru Shida versus Big Swole. Match was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like Big Swole and
I don't
all,
mind it.
but
Like the match was again, it was okay, but I don't know why. I probably just felt like already just a little bit drained, and then we still had Moxley Archer.
yeah,
So
and
it's like it was a filler match that I probably would
unfortunately
have to say.
And it also looks like they're kind of grooming Nyla to be the next challenger for Shida. And I'm not feeling that right now. I feel like it should be Britt. I don't feel like Shida shouldn't beat Nyla 2 times. I feel like Britt Baker is the better choice to go with as the next big challenger for Hikaru Shida.
Yeah, definitely. And I think probably a Full Gear like Baker is going to be the champion.
Yeah. Oh, first we got to mention her segment before we forget with Tony. That was hilarious. They have great chemistry. I love it. It was the point. They're supposed to be awkward.
Schiavone getting waxed. Yeah, that was not part of the segment, shall we say.
I think they made him do that for
real.
I
actually thought they had some fun with it.
Yeah. I think Shivani wasn't really quote unquote selling it. He was like kind of laughing for real. So I think they probably just said, "Hey, let's wax Tony." But I love the segment. I love how they use Tony with Britt. They have good chemistry. It's awesome.
So it's basically reverse Harley Quinn Joker. There's a relationship, except it's Harley Quinn beating up the Joker.
And they're just friends. There's nothing romantic. They're just friends.
Okay, I'm not talking about romantic. I'm talking about working connections.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like basically, Baker's using Tony just to make her look good.
Pretty much, because she knows everybody loves Tony. Everybody loves Tony Schiavone. I did a promo of Tony Schiavone.
There you go.
That's Starcast. So, come to our main event. Moxley versus Archer, no disqualification match. They were attacking each other all night long backstage. I enjoyed this match. Kind of feel like Mox is like kind of a good. he's like a bit of an Onita or a Mick Foley, where he's able to use kind of like the hardcore wrestling to still tell stories and not make it feel like trash. And I thought it really fit the story of this match, and both guys worked well with the hardcore aspect being added to it. And then that snake in the grass, Eddie Kingston, acted like he was going to be friends.
Montreal Expos jersey. I was like, yes.
That too.
This just baseball me. I was like, ugh.
Yes.
And now the team that's supposed to become the Montreal Expos are now one win away from going to the World Series. Like, no, that's not part of the plan. You're supposed to suck. So Canada can have another baseball team.
Cardinals got eliminated, so my baseball time's done. So baseball season's over. As far as I'm concerned, there is no World Series this year because that's done. But anyway, I really like. You can just tell how well Eddie Kingston plays like the manipulator with this. Like you know he's he's manipulating his own guys.
That's why I freaking loved him on Impact.
I never even watched him on Impact. I watched him in CZW and Chikara.
I don't know. For me, it was AEW, or not AEW.
Right.
It was Impact.
He's just you can tell he's manipulating his own guys, and then he manipulates his opponents. And it's like he's just that kind of easily awful person that can manipulate people.
I knew he was going to attack Moxley.
Oh yeah, we knew that, but just the segment was well done. Where you're like, maybe he's not.
I don't know.
Maybe he's not this. Like, oh, you son of a bitch, he did.
We had Phoenix like smashing a chair on Archer. It's like, wait, what's going on here?
Lull him into a false sense of security.
I know.
That's all.
But then, like Archer just like standing up and it's like, what's he gonna do? No, he just walks away. It's like, huh. Well then.
Yeah. But anyway, either way, great show. Haven't seen good. NXT yet, so unfortunately,
what would you say your rating was? Was it all the bubbly, good,
all the bubbly,
refund? Okay,
it was all of this. It was all of this, my friends.
Let's see what the Twitterverse has been saying. Because okay, really, everlasting hell is my poll. Because 47.1% right now are saying good on the bubbly. So it's like, well. That is their opinion.
I usually vote good on the bubbly, but I would say this is an all the bubbly one.
Definitely in terms of like finish. Where I thought the show it was like great, and then just kind of like dipped a little bit. Then it was like back up. And then
to me, I'm not saying they need to have the match, but I do feel like some people, kind of like you said, there towards the end, people kind of got tired. It did kind of taper off. Now I thought it was going down, and Mox and Archer brought it back up, but I can see how some people kind of like, okay, this show peaked after the TNT title match, and then it was just kind of,
I was going to say, if you flip-flopped, like if you had the women's match before the TNT championship, this would have actually had a consistent balance.
I agree with that.
On attention.
Yes.
And staying excitement.
Because the... You're right about that with the sense of, Cody and Orange was like, boom, great match. And then people kind of, they're already tired, like, woo, look at that. And then the next match is kind of, it's not a lot of, not saying that the women involved were bad, but there wasn't like a lot of heat behind that match. So you put that match
Sheeta.
next. You put that
Sheeta, obviously awesome, but Sheeta and Swole, it's like,
So you put the women's title match, then you have Cody's match, and then right out the gate, right after that, bam, big time heat with Mox and Archer. Yeah, I agree. You flip flop those two, it would have been it's all the bubbly. But it would have been top shelf bubbly then.
Bubbly and good. Like I'm like in the middle. Like I would say maybe like 8 if all the bubbly was 100 and good was about like 70%, I would be like at an 80-85 range.
Let me put it, I don't think Meltzer's opinions are gospel, especially now that he's broke his own system, but I will, use the 5-star rating system for this. I would give this thing like a 4.5.
Yeah.
I give it a 4.5.
I think
if you flip those
Cody and Orange.
if you flip those two matches, it'd be 5.
That would be a 4-star. That would be like a 5-star match.
I think it's. I wouldn't say it's a 5-star match. I think without the finish, it wouldn't have been. I think with the finish, it's as good. It's better with that finish than it would have been with Cody winning, and I don't think it's. With Darby waiting in the wings, I don't think it's time to switch the belt, especially a week later. It's not time to switch the belt again. So I feel like this was a better way of elevating Orange and keeping people interested than, throwing a disqualification because someone used a small mallet in a Hell in a Cell. That's my opinion. But I still think this was 100% the right call. And you flip-flop 2 matches, it is top shelf bubbly, but right now it's all of a little bit of the bubbly.
Yeah.
And that is it. That is the show this week, and we want to thank everybody. We had some new people in here this week. Thank you all for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comics, anime, gaming, and all things geek culture. Easy. Follow him on his social medias if you want to plug those.
Guys, come find me at the Elite Era. I am always on Twitter. I did do weekly podcasts. Actually, damn it, I just realized this could have been a collaboration of just 2 Marks and Demolition, because I have Demolition on hiatus right now because of the pandemic. But
right.
I'm trying to get back into like working schedule, but as of right now, I'm just working with what I got here.
Right.
But other than that,
Network.
though, I'm always. Other than that, I am always on Twitter. Come check me out. Hey, I had a slight malfunction, but I promise you I'm better at promos as God's Illusion. Shout out to the PWF, because they are the most amazing guys out there. Support local podcasting. And as always, I bid you adieu.
Yes, and if you want to follow me on social media, check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter at athletic_geek89, Instagram at athleticgeek89, and if you'd like to help support the channel financially and make all of this a little bit more crisp and a little better, support me on Patreon, patreon.com/athleticgeek89. All the money donated goes into the show, goes into the channel to make everything better. But for Eric,
and one day own the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yes, maybe. I have a few more things
with my money. One day own an XFL franchise.
I'd rather do some other stuff with my money first. But anyway.
True.
for Eric Wade, who had to duck out early to not be spoiled, and EZ, we are just... I am the Athletic Geek. We are just this many marks, and we're out. Have a good one.
Good night.